What's up traders, welcome to weekly trade setup video. In this video I'm gonna give a complete breakdown of hottest currency pair that we will be looking to trade next week, and also the analysis that I made last week and the previous week. All the pairs behave exactly the same way I analyzed. I will put a link above and also in the description area. You can watch that video so that you can have some confidence about my analysis. The pairs that we will be looking to analyze today and also will be looking to trade next week are gold, AUDNZD, EURGBP, CHFJPY, NZDCAD, and dollar yen. If you are interested about it, then press the thumbs up button and also watch this video till the end so that you can have an idea about how these pairs may provide trading opportunity. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. There is a lot of content in this channel that will change the way you trade. Before I begin, just a quick disclaimer is that this is my own opinion about the market, and at any point the market may behave completely different than the way I analyzed. So make sure you do your own analysis and at the same time manage your risk so that if the trade goes wrong, you don't lose your capital. That's it. Let's jump on. Okay, so let's start with AUDNZD. First, let's look at the bigger picture. Always remember, to see the direction of the market, you always have to look at the bigger picture. Monthly, weekly will give you a clear direction. Daily, 4-hour and lower time frame is for the entry. With that said, let's begin with the monthly. Now, on the monthly time frame, what we are seeing that AUDNZD historically is in a downtrend. How do you know? Look at this market structure. After this head and shoulder pattern here, what we have seen that there is a drop, and then after that what we are seeing that every time the price is reaching this level, creating a lower high and decelerating. What does it mean? It means that AUDNZD is respecting this resistance line, and at the same time every time the price is coming to this resistance, it is creating a lower high. That means the buyers are exhausted, the sellers are very active in the market, and as a result what we have seen the couple of months, last 3, 4, 5 months, AUDNZD has broken to the downside. Now at this point what we are seeing that after back-to-back 3 months drop, AUDNZD is still dropping to the downside. Now in the current month what we have seen that it has also created this red candle, and because it is breaking out of this consolidation, we might see a massive drop to the downside to this level, or even to lower than this to create a new lower low. So there is a long way for the AUDNZD to go. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the weekly we can see a bit clear picture. Now let's see what happened last couple of weeks. Now starting from here, okay, what we are seeing every week, the price is dropping, creating a smaller candle, and most of them are dodgy. So when you see price dropping with such a smaller candle, it is likely to drop. What is dropping is likely to drop. Remember, this is the formula for trend. So when a trend starts for long term, it never ends immediately. It will take time, it will range, or it will create a reversal pattern. Now at this point, what we have seen the last week, AUDNZD has created this dodgy candle. Now this doji candle is basically has created in an important level of resistance. Look at this is a very strong level of resistance. Why? Now previously we see a doji here, so this is a very long doji, okay, long legged doji. Now this is the end of this doji, and after that what happened, the next week the price broke into the doji and closed back below. Now we can draw a resistance along this doji, because this when you see a doji like this with a long leg, small body, long wick, that wick can act as a strong level of support and resistance. So this doji here can act as a strong level of resistance. So the support is broken by this candle. Now this week candle, what we have seen, the price broke above, now closed back below with another doji. So what all this mean? It means that when the market will open next week, we might see a little bit of uprise, and then from here we might see another drop to the downside, and because there is a strong level of resistance here. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now what we have seen, that on the daily, the price, you see this is the level where the doji has created on the weekly, and also on the daily we see a strong wick in this level, and the price basically has been rejected primarily on the daily as well. So what we can see on the next week, from here another drop. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the 4-hour, what we are seeing, that just before the closing of the week, before 2 candle, it has basically rejected from this zone. This is the level where this long wick candle is created. So we can say this is a support here, tested as a resistance and rejected to the downside, and from here we can see another drop to the downside to continue its downtrend. Now this is what's our plan. So what we will be doing, as soon as the market open, we will be watching price action, but at the same time it is important that you manage your risk. So what we will be doing with our student, basically as soon as market open, spread become normal. Remember AUDNZD early opening week, the spread will be very high, so be careful when you trade. Make sure you trade after the spread become normal. We'll go for short from here with a very good risk to reward ratio, managing our risk. So this is for AUDNZD. Now let's go down to EURGBP. What kind of trading opportunity we may have? First let's start with the monthly time frame, because as I told you, monthly will give you a clear picture of what's happening in the market. Now on the EURGBP, what we have seen, the bigger picture, if you look at the bigger picture, what we see, that EURGBP as well is dropping. So if you look at the picture, first here there is a big consolidation, and after that we have seen a drop, and on this drop we only see a big green candle. But again, what we have seen, that this month the sellers pushing the price down. Now because this is an established downtrending market, we can expect continuation of this trend to the downside. So on the monthly as well, we can expect a drop to the downside. Now going down to the weekly time frame, what kind of opportunity we have? Now on the weekly, what we are seeing, that the price has created this very important candlestick pattern. This is a long wick doji or a standard doji, whatever you want to say, but this doji has created after this back-to-back 3 weekly candle. Now some people might say this is a reversal pattern, but I don't see in that way, because as you can see, this is a long-term established downtrending market. Now a downtrending market is likely to continue as a downtrend until it creates a lot of reversal pattern or consolidation. So we can expect a downward direction move from here, as this is a doji. Now going down to the daily time frame to see what kind of price action we have. Now on the daily, what we see, that After this consolidation, the price broke to the downside. Now this consolidation is basically you can explain as a retracement of this move. Now last day of the week, what we have seen that there is another shooting star or doji, whatever you can say, and this is a sign of deceleration of the buyer, and at the same time testing of the previous resistance support as a resistance. This is the, let me draw this level. So this is a very, very important level. What we have seen that this is a support here, tested as a resistance, quite a few back-to-back candle, and we can expect a drop from here. So EURGBP as well, we can see a drop. Now going down to the further lower time frame on the 4 hour, what we have seen that there has been a multiple test of this level, and what we see every time it is creating a lower high. That means the buyers are getting exhausted. Now early next week, what we might see little bit of uprise to this zone, and from here we might see a drop to the downside to this direction, because it is an established downtrending market. Now let's jump on to the another currency pair, CHFJPY. Now for the CHFJPY, let's start again with the monthly time frame. Monthly, weekly, always for the direction. Now on the monthly for CHFJPY, what we have seen, first look at the bigger picture. Now this is first of all starting from here, the market structure. Always remember the market structure is the first thing you have to see. On the monthly, what we see, CHFJPY was in an uptrend, creating an impulse followed by a correction, another impulse followed by another correction, another impulse, correction, another impulse. You might say this is a correction. No, this is not a correction. This is a reversal pattern. Now you might say, well, how can you say this is a reversal pattern? Well, there is a lot of things that you can consider. Look at all these previous impulse and correction. See, there is an impulse, and look at the correction. So what do you see? A straight back with back-to-back candle, right? And then what you have seen, another impulse, clear, and then correction, two candle, just two candles straight. Another impulse, what you see, there are two candle correction. The correction candles are very, very narrow. The impulse candles are stronger. But what happened in the last moment here? What do you see? The impulse, okay, impulse. After this impulse, look at the first candle, this one here. This is a bearish engulfer, okay, so it engulfed the previous candle completely. This is the first sign that this is a reversal. And the next one, what the buyers tried to push the price high, this green candle, they even could not create any higher high, and at the same time they couldn't create, they have created a lower high. So that means that this is a reversal pattern, and as a result, what we have seen that this month the price has dropped dramatically, and we might see further drop. But at this point, what we can see that we might see a retracement to the upside as well. Let's go down to the weekly time frame for this reason. Now on the weekly, what we are seeing that after this big consolidation on the weekly time frame, this is a long consolidation, the price broke to the downside. Okay, so this is a very, very strong candle with almost no wick at the top and also no wick at the bottom. So this is a strong downward candle. Now from here, there are two possible scenarios. The first one is we might see a straight up exactly from here, even breaking this week's low. We might see straight up as a retracement test of this level as a, this is a previous support. Quite a few candle acted as a support, as a resistance, and maybe another drop to the downside. Or what we might see, that straight drop from here. There are two possible scenarios. Now let's go down to the daily or lower time frame to see which one is likely to happen and how we will be predicting this market. Now on the daily as well, what we see, this is actually a overextended market without any retracement, and there is nothing at the bottom. So there will be, if this price has started to move from here, there will be a big imbalance in this zone. There is no test of this area. So it is highly likely that in the opening of the week, the price will start to move up from here to test this zone, this level as a, this level as a resistance, because this is a strong level of support. So what we see, support here, back to back, support here, support here, support here, we might see as a test, as a resistance, and then dropping to the downside again to continue its downtrend. So, or even we might see, breaking all this level above, who knows, but as a trader we can expect it to test this level and then dropping to the downside again. Now how we will be approaching that instrument? Now going down to the 4-hour time frame, now this is where we have to understand what might happen. Now look at this here, at the end of the closing, like the trading week, what we have seen, it has created this doji. This is a very, very important candlestick pattern. Now this doji can tell you a lot of story. So what the story it might tell, that when early opening day, if we see that this doji is not broken, and also if you see on MetaTrader 4, if you have MetaTrader 4, if you see on the opening day, first 4-hour candle without any wick, something like this, if we see a candle something like this without any wick at the bottom, and without any wick at the bottom, and there is a wick at the top, and maybe even opening with a gap and then moving to the upside, that is where we can expect this instrument to move up from here to finish this retracement. On the other hand, if we see that a very, very weak response from the buyers and slow deceleration to the downside, then what we might see, another drop. But what we will be doing, if we see another drop to the downside, it is unlikely that we will trade immediately, because this is already an overextended market to the downside. We will only look to trade as a buyer. So if we see any opportunity that is showing in for the buying, at that point we will buy from here. Definitely our stop loss will be below this low and take profit will be here. Thumbs up the video if you like it. Let's jump on to the another currency pair. The next one we will be analyzing is NZDCAD. Now first start with the monthly time frame. Now NZDCAD, what we have seen that on the monthly, back to back 3 months, NZDCAD was in an uptrend. Okay, so this is an uptrend. Now look at the first bigger picture, the overall picture. What we have seen that NZDCAD dropped this candle, created quite a few bearish candle. Now last 3 months we have seen an uprise from here. Now at this point, what we can expect, because NZDCAD after this drop, we can say this is a retracement, and we can expect another drop to the downside. So on the monthly we can expect NZDCAD to drop, because this is a very, very important level. Let's draw this level. This is a important level of resistance. Let's draw. What do you see that the price, there is also a long wick here. So this candle, this, you see, this is a strong shooting star candle here, and the price just approached this level, not there but near there, and we are seeing that a rejection from this zone. So this level in fact is very, very important. There is quite a few wick acted as a doji here, and now the price approached this zone and we see a slowly deceleration. So what we can expect on the monthly, a drop on NZDCAD. Now going down to the weekly time frame to see, Now on the weekly, what we have seen that after this 3 strong weeks uprise, the previous week we see an inside bar. So after this inside bar, we might see another narrow bar. So on the weekly narrow, but on the lower time frame, you will have a trading opportunity. Now on the weekly, now this pair, because it is in an uptrending market, and because we are planning to trade on the selling, like means in the short side, we have to be very, very careful. What we will not trade until we see this instrument is coming to this zone, because when you see on the weekly after this move a candle like this, the next one in most cases complete this trend line, come here and then likely to drop, and that is what we will be expecting. Now going down to the daily time frame to see what types of opportunity we may have. Now on the daily, the picture is very clear. What we have seen, there is a head and shoulder pattern. Here it's a clear head and shoulder pattern. This is the head, this green candle and red candle is a head, and then this green and this red is two shoulders. So from here, after this head and shoulder, we have seen a drop. Now at this point, as you have seen, this is the level, that weekly level that we are expecting this price to come. Now only we will trade this instrument from this zone. If the price managed to come to this area, then we will put in our watch list, and on the 4-hour time frame from this zone, we will be watching price action pattern to take this move to the downside. Now let's jump on to dollar yen, and then we'll analyze gold, the last one. So wait till the end to see what might happen with the gold as well. Now dollar yen, let's jump on to first on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, what we have seen that the price basically, first of all, look at the bigger picture on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, what we are seeing that USDJPY is creating a reversal pattern. So overall picture, it will drop on the long run, because already this is in an established downtrending market. The price went to this level, and then from this here we are seeing a reversal pattern. So this is basically creating a slowly on the monthly head and shoulder pattern, and we might see a massive drop from here. Now why this is an important level, look at this. Let me draw this level and see what's happening. Now what's happening here is, look at this here. This is a very, very strong level of resistance. Why? Because on the monthly, what we see that, look at this one here, this is a very, very, very strong doji. Now on the monthly, if you see such a long doji, and these two level act as a very, very strong level of support and resistance, and maybe we can see for the couple of months, even years, the price may oscillate in between this support and resistance. So we might see a long movement between this zone. At this point, what we have seen that the 3 months earlier, the price just came here and rejected from this strong level of resistance, and now we are seeing that it is creating a reversal pattern. So on the monthly, we are bearish. Now going down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the weekly also, this head and shoulder pattern is a bit more visible. Look at this head and shoulder. Now the head and shoulder pattern already has created. So this is the head, this is the left shoulder, and this red candle is basically the right shoulder. Now what about this? See, look at this. After this head and shoulder back, what happened? After the head and shoulder, the seller, the big boy, is basically selling in this market. How do you know? Because see, after this red candle, now look at all the weekly candles. What we are seeing that a long wick at the top. Why they are creating long wick? You need to ask yourself always questions when you are analyzing the market to find the right trading opportunity. Is because after this head and shoulder confirmed, the retail traders are buying, they are putting the price high, As soon as the price is going to an area of value important zone, thus the big boy, the sellers, is pushing the price down. So that means they are actually accumulating positions by consolidating the market to slowly decelerating and dropping to the downside. Now at this point, last week, just the closing week, what we have seen, another hanging man. Now this hanging man has been created in this consolidation. Now what we have seen, that look at this, every week what we have seen, a higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. Only this week what we have seen, that lower high and lower low. So when you see a market like this and then suddenly create a lower high and lower low, basically we can say that this is the impulse correction and ready for another impulse to the downside. Now what we can expect in the next trading week is to respect this previous week's high and the price to go a little bit up and to drop to the downside. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of price action pattern we have. Now on the daily, after this move to the downside, what we have seen a retrace. The price is doing is this, the price is creating this pattern and maybe slowly melting to the downside. So on the new trading week, what we might see, a little bit of uprise and we can expect slow deceleration to the downside. Now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame to see what's happening. Now on the 4-hour as well, so what we might see in the new opening, going down a little bit and create some kind of reversal pattern and then dropping to the downside. So that is what we will be waiting. We will be waiting to see a reversal pattern in this zone before moving to the downside. Reversal pattern could be a head and shoulder pattern, double top, any kind of reversal pattern. And as soon as we will be seeing any kind of reversal pattern, then we will go for short with a very good risk to reward ratio. Now the last pair that we will be looking to trade and analyze is gold. Let's jump onto gold. Now on the gold, let's first start with monthly time frame as usual. Now on the monthly, as you can see my previous week's analysis, that what I told, that gold is dropping, and that is what exactly happened. The gold started to drop. Now at this point, what we have seen, that on the monthly, why we can expect the gold is dropping is because look at this pattern here. This is a very, very common and profitable candlestick pattern. Now first let's look at two previous months candle. What we have seen, that gold has created this. First look at this one. This is a dragonfly doji or a hanging man in a very, very important zone. After this green candle, we have seen this candlestick pattern. Now when you see this candlestick pattern, what you can expect, the next one to drop, because it has created a lower high and lower low. So what we can expect, a drop. Now before dropping, what gold did, that normally does, is it has basically broken this trend line on the monthly, went above, created a false breakout, grabbed the liquidity, and now dropping with a high momentum. Now let's go down to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the weekly, what we have seen, that previous back-to-back 2 weeks candle is strongly bearish. So after this bearish engulfer, the price retraces a little bit and then another drop. Now what might happen in the new trading week, because it has already, look at this, it has already broken all the support. So all this support is broken, now closed back below. Now at this point, what we might expect is to go a little bit up, test this broken support as a resistance, and another drop to the downside. Now let's go down to the daily time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the daily, what we have seen, that gold has created this doji, another gravestone doji. Now after this gravestone doji, many retail trader might think that, well, very good, we might go for long. Now this is the long opportunity. Now there are two possible scenario. The slightly higher possibility, I'm saying the higher possibility is the price to drop again to the downside, though there is an imbalance here. So it is not 100% because trading will never be 100%. Trading is a game of probability. So the probability is to drop from here after the test of this resistance, support as a resistance. But we will be cautious because we will go to lower time frame on the 4 hour. So what we will be doing basically, if we see that the price again, creating a lower high from here, that means we might see a drop from here. On the other hand, if we see on the first week of the trading, early or in later in the day, the price is creating a bullish candle, then we will be waiting to see actually what's happening. Is it a false breakout or it is a real? So if we see that the price is still creating like this higher high bullish candle, we will be waiting the sideline, and in that case, in fact, we might see a retest of this support as a resistance and may drop from here. So what is likely to happen is basically we'll be waiting to see. If we see a strong drop from here, immediately we'll go for short from this zone, because if you see a drop from here, then we might see a drop to this level. Where we can see the drop, let's see the target. So what we might see, the drop to this level, because the price was basically respecting this weekly candle. Now look at the support here. See, every time the price coming here, creating a higher low, and then the price is jumping. So if we see a test of this level, we might see a drop, or maybe we can see a test of this level and drop from here to this level. So we will be patient and we will be wait to see on the lower time frame what's happening. Now if you are following me on TradingView, Instagram, or in YouTube, I will update you what's happening. I sincerely believe that this video was really helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be releasing some of educational content as well as live analysis almost every few times. Make sure you press bell notification button so that you don't miss out analysis and videos like this. Thank you for watching. See you soon.